Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to cook some kedgeree. Kedgeree is basically some smoked haddock. You could use some salmon, and it's cooked really gently, it's flaked a little bit, and you have some rice. The important thing about this is as well you have a lovely curry sauce that you make. Now you could just use cream and a bit of curry powder, but I am making mine from scratch and I'm using a few different spices in there, all to combine to make a really luxurious, slightly spicy curry sauce. This is perfect for breakfast, you can have it for brunch, or why not have it for lunch as well. But this is a great one. So you know what? Let's dive in and let's see how this one is made.
This starts out with a few humble ingredients. They do all come together and give an amazing flavour profile. I've got shallot, cumin and fennel seeds, ground turmeric, curry leaves, medium curry powder and a fish stock cube. I'm going to get this shallot chopped and also a couple of cloves of garlic. I would just say at this point the shallot garlic won't necessarily end up in the finished sauce as I'll blend it down, so don't worry about chopping them too perfectly. Over to the stove and I'm going to melt some butter, then I'm literally going to add the shallot and sweat this down. Also the garlic can go in, keep moving this around so it doesn't pick up too much colour. You want all of that moisture to come out of the shallot. After a few minutes I'm going to add in the dried spices, so that's the cumin seeds and fennel seeds, then the curry leaves. Lastly, it's time for the ground turmeric and the curry powder. The idea is to gently cook these off beforehand before you add anything else. I have dissolved the fish stock cube in some water and now it's time to pour that in. This will quite happily bubble away before cooking out. I do take this opportunity to taste from time to time so I can see how it's developing. After about 5 minutes or so, it's time to add in some cream. This is double cream and it will really thicken it up. At this point as well, I'm going to add in another teaspoon of curry powder. You want it to have a really nice colour and you don't want it to be too creamy, so keep an eye on the taste and colour of the sauce. Great, after you're happy it's all cooked and reduced enough, get your hand blender and blend. This shallot will naturally thicken this, which is ideal. Put this through a sieve so it's perfectly smooth and you should end up with a really good looking and tasting aromatic creamy sauce. Beautiful. I wash the same pan out and fill this with water about halfway full. Next it's time to poach some beautiful fish. I have some smoked haddock here. This is undyed, so more of a natural way of smoking fish. It smells amazing and I'm sure it will taste amazing too. I'm also going to weigh out some basmati rice and this will be cooked off as well. Perfect, so back to the stove and I'm popping my fish into a pan of barely simmering water. This will cook off really quickly. Of course you don't want to overcook the fish, which can easily happen. So 4 minutes and then taking the pan off the heat so the fish can cool down in the water, which is great. Rice cookery is pretty straightforward. Add a tad of seasoning if you'd like and then simmer per packet instructions. Once that's all cooked, I'm going to drain off and I'm going to flake my fish. Now add the rice back into the large pan, add your sauce in, and now I'm going to gently poach some eggs. You can see it's now all starting to come together. Now it's just a matter of gently cooking through the creamy rice and not overcooking those eggs. You want those to be just cooked. Once the creamy rice starts to thicken up a bit, you can add in your flaked haddock and warm through. I've now peeled and quartered all of my eggs. Also I'm going to chop up some parsley, add half into the mixture and save some for the garnish. Perfect, time to plate up. A few spoonfuls go in, followed by the eggs, and lastly a bit of chopped parsley on top. Enjoy.
So there you have it, a pretty decent kedgeree. This, hands down, It's easy to do. You need some good quality smoked haddock. I would definitely encourage you not to go for the dyed artificial stuff. Try to go for the natural haddock, and it has a really nice flavour as well. I'm going to dive in, I'm going to have a taste, and I'll tell you what it's like. There we go. Looks good, doesn't it? Got these lovely flakes of fish on top, which is good, and these eggs. Important not to overdo eggs. Nobody likes a hard-boiled egg, do they? Right, let me have a taste and see what it's like. Very nice. Now, that is really nice. It's quite creamy, actually. The smoked haddock comes through nicely. Poached eggs as well are great, and yeah, I can definitely imagine eating that for a brunch or kind of breakfast dish. It is quite rich and it is quite creamy, so wouldn't say it's necessarily the healthiest version, but a little treat once in a while. As always, a big thank you for watching, everybody, and I'll catch you in the next one.